Good evening. My name is John Ashley. I live in Williamsburg, Virginia. A little local history just because y'all had the museum guys here. Did you know that railroad in between here and Shawsville, that was originally plotted to be a canal connecting the New River with the Roanoke River, and they were going to build a lock system where the railroad is, but that was before they had developed steel to actually build the train tracks. That's why we have that instead of a canal. Anyway, I am here to request that the legislation be passed to reinforce parental rights and the law enforcement's response to criminal activity in the family court system. The current system is so broken that even though I've never failed a drug test or had any violent crimes, sex crimes, or crimes against children convictions, the family court said it is in my child's best interest to live with a third party. Meanwhile, DSS says I am qualified to be a foster parent. Not good enough for my own child, but good enough for someone else's. If the goal is to have a generation of children not raised by their parents, congratulations, you are succeeding. It is in law enforcement's best interest to continue this because 85% of men in prison grew up without a father. 70% of juveniles in state institutions grew up in a fatherless home, and so did 72% of teenage murderers. Call the sheriff's department. Ask them, if abduction is gaining control of someone by violence, threat of violence, or deception, do they investigate abduction if the deception is to a judge? Then ask them to show you their policy in writing. I bet they can't. They can't show me. If they have a policy that isn't in writing, it's a secret policy. It's a secret policy when they deny it to mental health workers. Speaking of family court and mental health, 63% of all juvenile suicides come from a fatherless home. When I was 20 years old, I was arrested for possession of marijuana, and on the way to jail, the cop apologized to me. He said he didn't think it should be illegal because the people who used it weren't the ones out causing trouble. But I knew I had knowingly broken the law, and regardless of how he felt, the law was the law. I was never mad at him or the police over this. I was never mad at the police because I got a trespassing charge for parking in my own driveway, or the time that I was ticketed for driving in the passing lane too long, even though I was passing people and not holding up traffic. In court, both those cases got tossed out. I don't like the police because the law only applies if I'm the one going to court. But I can show two police agencies the same evidence, and on camera they both agree the same things were illegal, and both say, sorry, we can't help you. Yet they still prosecute felony animal abuse. I must be subhuman. Trying to kill yourself is depressing. So I decided instead of killing myself while sad, I would rather have the police do it while I was mad. While leaving a gas station a quarter mile from my house, Deputy Phoenix thought I was trying to avoid her as I drove down a straight stretch of road and pulled me over. Maybe I was. Because I was having a complete mental breakdown, because the state says it's okay to abduct my child, and my life is so bad that twice mental health workers have said that they were justified for thinking facts were delusions. I was very mad, but not make the police shoot me mad. I was compliant, but I yelled and screamed. Not one cop will help me, but it took 10 cops to give me a ticket. A week later, I took a handful of pills, but I still woke up, and I was still mad. So I ran upon the police with a screwdriver yelling, kill me. Tragically, they didn't, but they should have. If they refuse to protect me, but they'll protect an animal, that makes me subhuman and below a dog. And the police have different rules when it comes to shooting people versus animals. Thank you. Now, good night.